Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing well on this beautiful Saturday. I just thought I would quickly come on and just share an audio clip with you guys because I know all of you appreciate like good research. So Caroline Manzo once again has probed the internet with her daughter Lauren recently because she revealed that not only did she know who the person was, the culprit, but that she was also present during the phone call. So there's a lot of information online. People are saying that why is she talking about this now? Why is she talking about this right now? She's trying to be relevant. And how come she didn't disclose that information before? I heard that on a few different podcasts and online. So I just wanted to say, because I like when, the information is actually factual. Caroline did talk about this before on her son's podcast. Albie has a podcast called Dear Albie, and that episode was released on April 27th of 2022. So just over a year ago now. And in the next audio clip that I'm going to share, Caroline basically talks about it, and she says that the Manzo family has known of who the person was. At the time, she does not reveal that she was present during the phone call, but she definitely says that she knows of the identity of the person. Her sons also know of the identity of the person, and that Joe Giudice did not believe that Caroline was the culprit. So I know you guys appreciate a good research, so here it is.
To address when the time is right. There are certain things that I'm like, that was then, this is now, I'm not interested, thank you very much. And then there are certain things, like that people continually bring up to save their own asses, if you will. An example, Teresa Giudice saying, oh, well, I ratted her out to the feds. Now, wouldn't it be fun to go on just for a minute and say, no, I didn't, but can we say this all together? We all know who.
I mean, hey, look,
did. All right.
I didn't think you were going to go there on it. But the point is,
that's something that I know and I will never share.
Well, the point.
I might one day, if I'm honestly only if I'm bored, not even like
the point of that's a good example of something, right? Where I think there are a lot of people that are still on that show for a lot less, okay, that have not acted, that wouldn't act with as much, I would say, restraint. I know you like the word integrity,
right?
That we have had, where there are a number of things we've just never spoken about.
Right. It's just human decency. I like to practice human decency.
Right. But after a little while, when you hear something like that,
right,
that is just so kind of just flat out insane.
Right. It's a pick your battle situation.
Yeah, like you get, I'm kind of with you on that. Like you kind of get to that moment where it's like, and I've said this before, we haven't made this show about certain people, but we certainly could do that.
Sure.
And I don't know. I think maybe just kind of take it day by day. But there were, for whatever reason, just a ton of questions. That I think was one of the big.
Well, that keeps coming up. Teresa keeps saying that. Now G is saying that as well.
Right.
And I think G is just saying that because she's been told so many times by her mother, and she's not going to disbelieve her mother. So having said that,
I also think you don't have the ability to respond as quickly as she does. Like if she's going to be on Watch What Happens, where she's still on the show, which not for nothing, like you're Van Wilder at this point. Sorry, but like get the fuck out of college. It's like 15 years, and you need to. I think you have. I'm talking to anyone that does anything like this for an extended period of time. You get this warped perception of how important it is. Like you think you're doing something culturally important. And we always say that Housewives went. Well, I always say that Housewives went from something I want to tell my kids about to something I hope my kids never find out about. Like it's something that isn't. You have a platform to do something really, and I think a lot of these women have done really great things. I think when you just use it to try to spread rumors about people that have interest, that have the public interest of your show and all that stuff, and your audience would care, and it's something worth tweeting, when you blatantly know it's not true, it's just something that makes you look good and my mom look bad. I don't know why we got here, by the way, but fuck it, we're here. And it's just like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, okay, keep going.
You know what?
Whatever.
It doesn't change my day. It doesn't change my day. Right. So I'm not going to drop that bomb because
but I do think that's kind of the point where
Joe doesn't think that. By the way,
no, I know that.
Like, I know Joe knows that that's not true.
Right.
Joe Giudice.
Yeah.
Fact.
We exchanged very brief words last week, me and Joe. Right? I told him just flat out miss you. You know what I mean? Joe is always cool. But I think the point of it is, like, number one, I think we're grown up and we don't, but like what the competitive nature of that whole thing, the thing that disgusts me about it a lot of the time, to Chris's point, they put this like value and importance to what they're doing as if it's like some kind of public service. And I don't know if it's because we've been back in just the real world for as long as we've been in, and we've, like, you know, to be honest with you, it doesn't even feel that different. And maybe that was our problem, that we didn't feed into TV as much as everybody wanted us to.
That was totally our problem.
That's what Dad was saying. That was his whole thing.
Listen, who disliked red carpets more than this family?
Well, you know, as a rule, we didn't want to go to things if we were the most famous people there. Like, if we were the most recognized people there, we didn't want to go.
Right.
Half the housewives will go to the opening of a fucking envelope. Like, they don't really care what you're doing. Just, I could be seen. I could say I have an event. We just wanted to be a family and do some cool shit together, and we did. And then once we felt like that cow was dry, we were like, all right, what are we really doing?
Not even that. I think once we felt that it was going to a place that it just wasn't normal anymore.
Wasn't healthy.
And it wasn't healthy at all. And like, you're just making stuff up all the time. You get to a place where it's like, what are we doing? And that's kind of my point, where things get said now, to me, it bothers me personally more sometimes, because I don't even think it's coming from a place of like, what's true almost doesn't even matter so much as it is, hey,
what's going to resonate with the
I'm going to say this because you can't say anything.
That's exactly